So we're doing a project about artificial intelligence. So the problem that we have is that many humans do dumb stuff and don't use it for the best for everyone. So the mission we came up to was to program a computer that inspire people to do things that are cool.
Great. Great.
I did a little research and I found out that artificial intelligence is used in the maps you use, for medical stuff, the social media, and the face recognitions. And there are also many other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So these are some questions that I want to answer. What is artificial intelligence? It is a simulation of human intelligence, but it is made by machines or computer systems. Two good uses that come from artificial intelligence are that the reduction of human error, and that the artificial intelligence takes the risks instead of us.
Great.
And two evil things that artificial intelligence is used for is that it takes away creativity from us and makes us lazy.
Okay, I agree. That's possible.
Yeah.
That can happen.
And that's it. Thank you.
Great. All right. So, Fernando, could you share with our team of new teachers how you executed the Scratch project you wrote to make a computer smart?
Yes. Let me open it.
So guys, you see a great example from Sophia on the importance of lab books at Build It Yourself, how it sort of gives you the engineering process, the creative process we use to solve problems, to create a solution to a problem. Go ahead, Fernando. Mm-hmm.
Well, so we created this project trying to make an artificial intelligence that could think by its own. And well, we created this pen that draws things randomly, and it can either create something very bad or create something very cool. Well, first we start with this left part of the program that is basically when it says watch me do a masterpiece, and it starts making smaller so it looks like it's going far. And once it finishes that, it broadcasts this message. That is message, well, it's number 1. And when this other program receives that broadcast, it erases all the drawings from the past drawing that you made. It changes the side of the pen, and it repeats 100 times the algorithm of making lines of different colors and different distances. Once it does this, it hides and plays a sound to make you know it has finished. And well, you create very interesting figures and very interesting drawing.
Cool. Thank you, Fernando. Great. Before we go, Diego and Memo, could you share the favorite project you've done at Build It Yourself? Diego, all of this group, guys, have been with us for 2 or 3 years, so they're quite experienced Build It Yourself members. Diego, over the 3 or 4 years you've been with us, what's the most favorite project you've done, and what did you learn from it?
I don't know. We have made like a lot of projects, but I could choose the Blender project.
You like doing 3D graphics?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And what did you learn from 3D graphics that was particularly interesting?
First, like controlling sizes and shapes.
in 3 dimensions as opposed to 2 dimensions.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Memo, how about you? What was your favorite project at Build It Yourself?
Well, one of my favorite ones was to make a GIF. So first of all, we explore what was a emoji. And once we have that information, we realize the GIF. And also the Blender project.
You like doing 3D graphics also. Cool.
May I share the invention universe I have made?
Sure, of course, Memo. Explain what Invention Universe is.
Well, invention universe is the universe for members of here of Build It Yourself that can create anything he wants. Here is a galaxy, and now I go to a star, and this star will guide me throughout this whole galaxy of this group. I think it was this. No.
Oh, you don't need to log in. You can still see your planet without logging in.
Yes, but I don't see it. I think it's this.
Mhm.
Members here. And now,
Great. Oh, this is your 3D Blender project.
yes,
This is your 3D Blender planet.
yes, and
Cool.
here is my laboratory. Now, once do I log in, here are all these things. And when I go to projects, you may see lots of, well, projects we make in this Blender. First, we make this rocket, then this alien, and we also make a GIF of a rocket.
Cool, cool. All right, Memo, thank you for sharing this. Is one of the things we were going to cover in today's meeting. You explained it much better than I could. Thank you, Memo. Terrific. All right, guys. See you next week.
Thank you, John.
Angelo, you're welcome. You're welcome,
Bye,
Fernando.
Thanks,
See
John.
you.
Diego. Bye, Diego. Bye, Angelo.
Bye.
Sophia, thanks for joining. See you next week.
Bye, John. Have a nice week.
Bye. Thank you, Diego. You too. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. Let's see. Emma, is there anything you'd like to say to start off the meeting? Any admin stuff we can get off the table first?
Yeah, sure. Let's check today's agenda. Hi, everyone. Welcome back again. And hi, Xinxin. I think we have Ali and Melanie here right now. Xinxin, would you like to say hi to Ali and Melanie and give us a brief introduction of yourself?
Sure. Hi, I'm Xingqing. I recently graduated high school. I'm from California. And yeah, I've been an intern at Build It Yourself for around 2 years now. And yeah, I really like making art, and I hope to bring that to my projects at Build It Yourself.
Great. Zinzin is a spectacular artist. She's modest. And she is planning to study user interface design at UC San Diego next fall. And Zinzin was on our Invention Universe development team last summer. Great. Okay. Melanie, did you have a chance to work on a lab book? Would you like to share your lab book?
Well, I had the lab book from the email that you sent a couple of days ago, the 3 personal goals for the summer and the
Yep.
elevator pitch.
Yep. Yeah, would you like to present your elevator pitch and your personal goals?
Sure. I'm sorry, I cannot turn on my camera because
No worries.
on this computer is just like not working for me right
No
now.
worries.
I have to update it, that's why. But let me check. Can you guys see it?
Perfect. Yep.
Okay, so as it is here, my elevator pitch is Building Yourself is an MIT-led program that seeks to exhort the new generations to challenge themselves to create art and technology in a fun way that also fosters their wit.
Cool. I love it.
Is it okay?
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, my 3 personal goals for the summer were finish reading all the books that are on my shelf, travel, and become more fluent in German.
What's on your shelf right now?
Maybe Atonement by Ian McEwan.
There's a movie made.
As I was too young, but now I feel like it's the perfect time to finish it.
Great, great. Okay. Okay, so let me dive into our PowerPoint here, and let's charge ahead here. For Simpson's benefit, maybe would one of you like to, Emma, would you like to just quickly share a real fast each of these slides for Simpson's benefit?
Yeah, sure. Yesterday we went through our goals at Build It Yourself, and also our customer goal, customer targets, and also what are the features of our products. So our goal here is the first thing is to build a product which will be our classroom of the future, so we can change the world, change the way students are learning. We are doing something totally opposite of the school. We are trying to deliver the content in a more fun and creative way. And also, definitely, we are looking for developers and workshop leaders like everyone here who could be inspiring. We want to work together as a team. And second of all, definitely this is a for-profit organization. We wish to make tons of money, so everyone can share some of that. And the fourth is most important. We hope everyone is have fun and enjoy when you're working with Build It Yourself. Our customers is very clear. On average, they will spend around 2,000 a year on Build It Yourself with our programs, summer camps, everything. And their targets is like for 8 to 13 years old for the younger group. And the other one is for elite program, like you joined us. They are on the track to the college, to definitely target for the elite, the top college. And our product is like different from the others, like say we're not the textbook ones. So we are using the art to lead our tech to work in a creative and unique global laboratory. Think like artists, think as engineer, as MIT. Yeah.
Great, great. And Melanie, thank you, Emma. Melanie, could you describe your vision of why Build It Yourself is different from other STEM programs you've seen?
Well, I think I would only say my takeaways from yesterday of what Emma said. I think it's different because it's very flexible and it accommodates to the necessities of each student. It doesn't follow a list of things or like a curriculum like other schools or programs. It just it is very flexible with what the student wants to learn, and yeah.
Great. Okay, well put. That's precisely what I'm hoping to talk about today. How do we execute that flexibility? And I want to be a little bit careful about the concept of flexibility. So in China right now, we have quite a few students, about 20, who are paying $100 an hour for one-on-one tutoring. So they're, very prominent families who can afford that. But a result of that is that each student gets their very own unique course. Now, I'm not really in favor of that because I think they work alone. They don't work as a team. And secondly, that flexibility, it's very, very difficult to build a business that is infinitely flexible. So in China, we may do that, but in the rest of the world, we want to strike a sensible balance between flexibility and following a very rigorous art or engineering process. So we teach that process very, very aggressively. The 5 problem-solving tricks and the tricks for presenting ideas. The process is very rigorous and very consistent. Every one of our students, at least outside of China, follows that process. And the other way we're able to execute building flexibility is because if a student wants to go in their own direction, i.e. they don't want to follow a cookbook, we encourage that, and we make it feasible to deliver that by having a library of building blocks. So if you want to make a sign, you can go to our library of building blocks and you can see many, many ways to draw graffiti. If you want to make a coin sensor, you can go to our library of building blocks and you can find 3 or 4 different ways to build a coin sensor. If you want to program a code that makes your bird fly from right to left, you can go to Build Blocks and you can find that module. And you don't need a super sophisticated teacher to teach you that on the fly. So in China, we need very, very expensive TAs, very, very well-trained, expensive TAs to deliver our workshops. But maybe we can do that because the kids in China are paying a lot per hour. In the rest of the world, I'm not sure we can get away with that. So that's why we've created this Build Blocks and Invention Universe platform that allows us, first of all, to enable kids to build their own unique solutions from a library of building blocks. And then in Invention Universe, present those solutions to the world. Invention Universe is like LinkedIn for kids. It's their way of presenting their portfolio of work, which they could use in a college application. Any questions about that? Does that make sense? Any thoughts about striking a balance between infinite flexibility and a cookbook? Emma, your thoughts, maybe you can modify a little bit my impression of what's going on in China.
Yeah, we'll have different content design and different classrooms for our China market young builders and also the other group young builders. So when you are teaching or design the class content or deliver the lesson plans, pay attention to your class goals and the young builders goals. This flexibility is still need to follow our main rule, the main mission of build it yourself. We will not provide anything that excludes or over our scope. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so let's start to dive into new territory here. In every project, when we're doing a series of webcasts, kids join for roughly 8 weeks, and they complete a project in 8 weeks. Over those 8 weeks, they have to create a lab book and build a solution to a problem and present that solution. Those are the 3 things they do over the period of 8 one-hour workshops. And then during the summer, we do camps where we have kids for 25 hours. So they just go a little deeper into their lab book, deeper into research, and deeper into developing more sophisticated solutions to a problem, and deeper into presenting their projects. So the first PowerPoint that we, one of the PowerPoints that we present in every project is called Presenting Ideas, and it's designed to get kids to start thinking like an artist. So I think you all got this PowerPoint this morning, so I won't go over the details here. I encourage you to go to this link here and study this. At the bottom of every slide are suggested script for the slide. So when you're presenting the PowerPoint on presenting ideas, you can follow down here a number of ideas for presenting the slides. And if you have better stories to tell or better images to use, we encourage you to change the PowerPoint so that it's personal. The second PowerPoint that we present in every class, and we ask kids, this is the page that kids will enter in their lab book. The ugly way, the average, and the way cool way to present your ideas. In this case, we present this PowerPoint in 5 minutes, and then we give them 15 minutes roughly to document this in their lab book. And then every morning or every start of each class, we'll generally ask kids to present their lab book to practice presenting. What are 3 ways to present your ideas? And what are 5 tricks to solve problems? Any questions so far? Okay.
No questions.
They start moving themselves. I mean, we motivate that without telling them that is wrong, that is that, which is something traditional about that. I really like that way because they self-reflect about how they are doing things and how can they improve.
Thank you, Ali.
Without a grade or something.
Thank you, Ali, for saying that. I also love this slide because it doesn't impose a right or a wrong. It just begs you to think. Is your idea, is your solution presented the ugly way, the average way, or the way cool way? And we often say, if you present your ideas the ugly way, you're gonna get fired. If you present your ideas the average way, You know, everyone in the world can do average. You're going to be flipping hamburgers for the rest of your life. If you present your ideas the way, cool way, pretty soon you're going to own the hamburger joint. So we try to tell a story that sort of brings home the idea of presenting your work the ugly, average, or way cool way. I think this is a very, very important message we want to get across. And I can tell you that when parents see their kids doing Blender or Photoshop, they'll scratch their heads and they'll say, what is that? And then they see their kids doing a PowerPoint presentation. And since most of our families, our parents use PowerPoint almost every single day, they will see their kids doing PowerPoint and they'll say, wow, where do I sign the check? So they really relate to their kids presenting their work through a PowerPoint lab book. Make sense? Okay, thank you, Ali, for bringing that up. Great. We're spending a fair amount of time talking about the business of build it yourself. And I think that's important because if we hire a smart team like you obviously all are, then we expect you to develop and deliver from the bottom up. And all you need is a big picture framework. What are the economic realities of being able to reward you for your work? And they are that we have to create a viable business. And if you understand that we all have to be salespeople and we all have to understand the business realities in order to get paid, in order to reward our team, Build It Yourself needs to get paid by its customers. Okay, so if you understand the business rules, hopefully you'll be much, much better at writing code or teaching. We do the same thing with our developers. We tell them this is the business reality. Now you go and figure out how to develop the code. Okay, problem solving tricks. This is the engineering process that we teach, and I think it's taught at Sloan MIT Business School, as well as General Electric, IBM, and Google. It's a common engineering process for solving problems. And I think our parents recognize this. And the families that we really want to keep are the families that say these are soft skills that are typically not taught in school, but I know at work they are incredibly important. And the families that we want to, the families that are not likely to be so successful at Build It Yourself or stay with us for a long time are the families that want to see a certificate or want to see that their kid is working on some really complicated project that they can, that has lots of buzzwords that they can put in their resume. Those families tend not to be with us for a long time. The families that tend to be with us for a long, long time are those that recognize the importance of these soft skills. Any comments on that? Emma, from your perspective, I know you may have a slightly different perspective in China. We welcome your perspective too.
Yeah, for the problem solving tricks, even though the principles are the same when we apply them to our programs, I just want to suggest like it will be great if you can give some specific examples to help the kids or the parents to better understand how to apply these tricks. Sometimes this could be a little bit abstractive for them to understand what that exactly mean. So there is a little bit different between theory and the practice. This is the part we need you to prepare in your lesson plan.
Great. So I see we've hit the half an hour mark. We spent 10 minutes with the kids. So what if we go for another 5 minutes and then we'll adjourn. So I'm going to step real quick through here because obviously you can call this PowerPoint up and read it yourself. Our content is divided into 3 sections. We have 30 projects, half are virtual and half are physical. Then we have builder blocks and we have Invention Universe. Tomorrow and Thursday, we're going to, I've asked some of you to present different projects that you'll be teaching, the PowerPoints that describe the problem and the mission, and how we try to get kids turned on for the week or the following 8 weeks. How we try to get them turned on to building a project. During a summer camp, we'll spend some time every day critiquing everyone's PowerPoint lab books and their projects. So we'll spend the last 15 minutes of the day just going around the room, and everyone says what they like about what someone else has done and what they think could be better. So when you're giving your project presentations, these are sort of attributes that are kind of obvious, but every once in a while it's helpful to just review. When I hear a lecturer or a speaker, what makes me want to listen to them? It tends to be these qualities. Okay, so I think we're good. We're good.
Yeah, I think it is should be a really good training, so we can look into the different programs to prepare for tomorrow for everyone to present and share your thoughts about our current programs.
Great. So just to summarize, the first 2 sessions we've spent on the big picture. The next 2 sessions we'll spend on the bottom up. What are the projects and what are tricks for getting kids engaged in building those projects?
Yes.
Okay, guys, thanks for joining, and see you tomorrow.
Great. Guys, thank you. Looking forward to your sharing tomorrow.
Great. All right, thanks,
Okay.
Emma. Bye, Melanie.